Hi, Crazy Carl here. Today I want to talk about the unnecessary gun violence in 2023. As of early May, the Gun Violence Archives has counted more than 192 mass shootings in the United States this year. Last year, 647 mass shootings. Of those, 21 involved 5 or more fatalities. Here is a small slice of the year's shootings. On May 6th, Allen, Texas, a gunman opened fire at a crowded mall outside Dallas, killing at least 8 people and injuring at least 7 more before a police officer killed him. May 3rd, Atlanta. A gunman opened fire in a waiting room at a medical office building in Midtown Atlanta, killing 1 and injuring 4 others. The suspect was apprehended after a manhunt that lasted several hours. May 1st, Henrietta, Oklahoma. A registered sex offender fatally shot 6 people, including his wife and 3 of her children, before turning the gun on himself at his ranch in Henrietta. April 28th, Cleveland, Texas. A man fatally shot 5 people after he was asked by a neighbor to stop firing a gun in his yard. The man was found after a day-long search involving state and federal officers. April 15th, Dadeville, Alabama. 4 people were killed and 32 others were injured in a shooting at a birthday party at a dance studio in the Alabama city. Days later, the authorities said 5 people had been charged in connection with the attack. April 10th, Louisville, Kentucky. A 25-year-old man shot and killed 5 colleagues at a downtown bank where he worked. 8 others were wounded in the attack. The suspect was killed by the police after exchanging fire with him. March 27th, Nashville. A heavily armed assailant shot and killed 3 children and 3 adults at a private Christian elementary school. The shooter, who the authorities said was a former student at the school, was shot and killed by the police. February 19th, Memphis. 11 people were shot, 1 fatally, at 2 separate crime scenes. They believe there is a connection. Investigators said they identified 3 people of interest who they believed could be involved in the shootings. Their names were not made public. February 17th, Tate County, Mississippi. A 52-year-old man went on a shooting rampage at multiple locations in rural Mississippi, killing 6 people, including his ex-wife and 2 siblings, who were both in their 70s. The gunman, who was taken into custody, began his killing spree at a convenience store in his hometown, Arcabotla, Mississippi, where he fatally shot a man who appeared to have no connection to him. Arcabotla is an unincorporated community about 45 miles south of Memphis. February 13th, East Lansing, Michigan. 3 students were killed and 5 others were wounded in the shootings at 2 buildings on the Michigan State University campus. The gunman, a 43-year-old man who had no known connection to the university, died of a self-inflicted gunshot February 1st. Washington, D.C., a gunman attacked people on a bus and inside a metro station. Southeast Washington, before bystanders tackled him and officers took him into custody. A transit employee who tried to intervene was killed, and 3 other people were injured. January 28th, Los Angeles. 3 people were killed, 4 others wounded in an early morning shooting in an upscale neighborhood near Beverly Hills. The Los Angeles Police Department said the shooting took place at a short-term rental. January 23rd, Half Moon Bay, California. 7 people were fatally shot, and 1 was transported to a hospital with life-threatening injuries after a gunman opened fire at 2 separate farms. A 67-year-old man who lived and worked at one of the farms and previously worked at the other was arrested. The authorities believe he intentionally targeted his victims. January 21, Monterey Park, California. A 72-year-old gunman killed 11 people and wounded at least 9 others at a dance hall in a predominantly Asian American community as they celebrated the Lunar New Year. The police were investigating the motives of the gunman, who the police said was found dead a day later from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. January 16th, Goshen, California. 4 generations of a single family were fatally shot by 2 intruders inside a home in California, San Joaquin Valley. The dead included a 17-year-old woman who was asleep in bed, a teenage mother and her infant, and a 19-year-old man. Although some members of the family had been involved in gangs, the police said the nature of the attack appeared to be a calling card of the Mexican drug cartels. January 4th, Enoch, Utah. 8 people, all in the same family, were killed inside a home in what the police said was a murder-suicide. The victims included 5 children ranging in age from 4 to 17. Don't you think it's time for this to stop? We are just killing our next generation, our older generation, and anybody that gets in the way. It's time to make significant changes to our gun control legislation. All you Second Amendment fanatics out there, this is crazy. This is nuts. We have more deaths going on in the United States than we have anywhere else. We may be fighting for peace in other nations. It's time to stop. It's time to call and write your congressman and tell them, if you want to keep your job, if you want to be my senator or representative, it's time to make a significant change to the laws governing arms. Otherwise, this will continue and continue and continue. And who knows, your family, your friends, your community may be next on the chopping block. So get together, send letters, make phone calls, contact your legislators, and get change happening. This is crazy shit. Nobody deserves to be shot up like this. And this is the United States of America. It is time we took our country back and stopped the killing. Thank you.